Me have the 9-inch chop of meat, and all the girlies love it when I put it in. Telling all their friends I'm a big, big boy. Loving up the chopper is what gives them joy. Whoa!
That's Birds for you, though, isn't it? She's gone.
We make a good team, don't we?
So I just said yeah to shut her up. Guess what? Arm baggage now thinks me saying yeah is some kind of act of devotion, doesn't she? Silly cow. So the next thing you know, it's cooking and cleaning, doing all the bird stuff, making me breakfast in bed. I ain't gonna complain, am I? I thought I was onto a good thing. But then all of a sudden, my bathroom's packed out with beauty products. My wardrobe's all filled out with dresses. It's moved in when I weren't looking, innit? But what can you do? I just went along with it as far as it had gone. But the next thing you know, oh well, she's well crossing the line, ain't she?
9 whole inches for all us bitches, chopper man.
See, I got this business supplying babywear and babywear associated products. I know, it's a bit of a nonsense sort of business, but you can't be ducking and diving all your life, can you? Anyway, every time a new product comes in, she's playing with it like it's all cute, saying,
Oh, look at it. It's all cute.
and I'm getting all paranoid thinking, what's she trying to say? And the next thing, our mate Tracy's had a little sprog. And arm baggage, she's changing a nappy, saying,
Oh, look at his little thing. And it's sweet. Oh, what's it there?
and I'm going into one, ain't I? So the next thing you know, I'm checking up on its morning afters in case it's accidentally decided to miss a day. All's well, or so it seemed, because how do I know she ain't flushed it down the carsey?
How do you know she ain't flushed it down the carsey?
So that's me off to the doctors, innit? That's a prescription, Doc. Infertility tablets.
How long have you had this problem?
Well, I first met her when she came for this job interview, about 6 months ago. Didn't have much in the way of qualifications, but she looked a bit of a sort, and all the others were dogs. So she started on a Monday, and I first shagged on a Tuesday night in the back of my van. I remember, because it's karaoke Tuesday, isn't it?
I see. When you say infertility tablets, you mean contraception. Have you tried condoms?
I thought about it. But you hear all these stories about birds sticking pins in them.
Stick pins in them, don't they?
No.
Yeah, so they can get a bun in the oven.
So they can get a bun in the oven, innit?
You could have a vasectomy.
Operation? No way. I faint at the sight of needles, me. Now, I just want some of them pills. You know, they get the morning after one, we get the night before, innit?
There's no such pill currently available.
No? Well, never mind. Just give me some of them morning after ones. I'll drop one in her too when she ain't looking.
Mr. Wyden, this is the point at which you leave.
Lucky I managed to pick up that prescription book on the way out. Pops in the chemist, easily done. Goes back to the showroom, and guess what?
Look at this little T-shirt. 6 to 9 months. Little Wayne. Isn't it gorgeous?
So I've gone, fancy a cup of tea? Pops in the kitchen, knocks up a cup of tea. Pops in Monday, don't I? Thinks about it. Better make sure. So pops in Tuesday as well. Takes arm baggage a cup of tea, and she's all over me, thinking it's Christmas just 'cause I made her a cup of tea. So I mean, I ain't gonna argue, am I? Gives it a little stir, hangs about just long enough to see her down it proper. Problem solved for another day. Anyway, at night in bed, I'm fancying a bit, and she's all, last words a bloke's ever gonna want to hear.
Can't we just talk?
So I just thought, pretend to listen for the next 5 minutes, then we can get down to it.
Do you love me?
So I just thought, call her a silly cow, start a pillow fight, and then turn it into the business. Silly cow. Usually works. But she's determined, ain't she? Turns out me making her that cup of tea has set her thinking this is a new development in our relationship.
Tell me you love me.
Well, I'm here, ain't I?
Yeah, but you ain't ever put a ring on my finger, have you?
I've got you personalised number plates for your motor. What do you want?
Yeah, but I didn't want personalised number plates.
What's she going on about? It took me ages to find you personalised number plates with bird one on them, and you was all over me.
Yeah, but it wasn't because of personalised number plates. It's because you did it for me. Because you love me. I'm not getting any younger, Wayne, and neither are you.
Yeah, but that's just it, innit? I mean, it's all over too quick. 1 minute you're having a fight in a school playground, the next thing you know, it's bills and lawyers, and people telling you can't do this or you can't do that. Why can't I just go back to how it was when I was a kid? I don't know what made me come out with all that, but it was enough to shut arm baggage up. We had a talk, and I suppose what she said is right. You can't be a kid all your life, and it's pointless wishing you could. That part of your life is over, and you've got to get on with the next. So, anyway, at least it got me out the lovey bit. Anyway, next morning, gets up to see what's cooked for me breakfast, goes downstairs and finds it in the front room watching the Teletubbies, talking about how cute the little children are.
Little children, how cute they are!
Fancy a cup of tea? Pops in Wednesday, gives it a little stir. Thinks about it, pops in Thursday and Friday as well. Just thought I better make sure, because its hormones are going like the clappers, isn't it? Thing is, she thinks me making her a cup of tea is my way of telling her I love her. Silly cow. But more than that, she's noticed it's only when she talks about babies that I want to make her a cup of tea. I mean, whatever goes through her head. So she's getting all happy, thinking I'm going to give her a baby, and I'm getting into a flap, putting more and more of these pills into more and more cups of tea. And the more I'm making her cups of tea, the more she's talking about babies. And the more she's talking about babies, the more I'm making her cups of tea. Well, these pills going out the door packets at a time until it was totally over the top, and I'm going nutty. And so the next thing you know, it's all come on top, hasn't it? She's gone,
Something's not right. Call me Dr. Wayne.
but I'm watching Karaoke Challenge, isn't I? It's Karaoke Challenge. And then suddenly she just leans forward and goes, Sylvia? Sylvia! So I'm rushing about, calling up, police, fire engines, anything, ain't I? And the next thing you know, we're in hospital, ain't we? And she's on one of them machines. You know, like in casualty. And I've never liked hospitals, me. Never liked casualty too much. So the doctor's saying to me,
has she taken any medication?
and I'm like, medication? Medication? And he's like,
Mr. Weidman, this is a matter of life and death.
so I tells him about her psychological problem. Psychological, innit? Keeps knocking back the birth control pills. Packets at a time. Got in the head. Won't admit it even to herself. Don't, whatever you do. Tell her I told you. So he's gone off and left me there with arm baggage. Sylvia. And I'm looking at her, lying there in bed, out cold, all sweaty, no makeup. Never seen her without her makeup on before. All of a sudden, this little tear appeared in the side of her eye. And I don't know why. But I just reached out, picked it up, and held it. And I sat there that night, waited for news. All night it took. And I hate hospitals, me. Turns out her fallopian tubes have been doing a tango and had an hernia. Poor old arm baggage. Thinks she'll never have a baby. Keeps telling the doctors she ain't never taken more than what it says on the packet.
I ain't ever taken more than what it says on the packet.
Me standing behind her, saying to the doctors, gets her home, makes her a cup of tea. Don't even think about it. Makes her feel better, me making her a cup of tea. It's our little sign we're together. She's talking about the tests. You know, to see whether she can ever have a baby. All worried. I'm worried, ain't I? If she starts talking about suing a drug company, I'm trying to think how to keep her mind off such things. Told her she shouldn't worry. If it comes down to it, we can always adopt. Just came out of my mouth. Turns out later, it don't matter. Told me in the pub, didn't she? Because I was doing Come On Baby, Light My Fire. And you know you got to sing that high note low. Because this is Jim Morrison. No shame. It's just a different league, isn't it? So anyway, she's looking at me all proud and mouths the words to me while I'm singing. Didn't know what she was on about until it came to that last fire, when I suddenly clicked. But I was so thrown, it just came out as fire! I'm telling you, you could have put Jim Morrison up on that stage right next to me, and you wouldn't have been able to tell the difference. I was the karaoke king of Bethnal Green Road. You know when you're a kid and you're having a fight in the school playground and being the hero? Well, this was even better.
She's 3 months now. I'm gonna be a daddy. You know, play football, teach it how to fight, take it out for its first pint, and show it how to pull a bird. You know, it's funny the idea of bringing a little me into the world. I mean, I ain't gonna be around forever, am I? Which is a shame, really. I don't mean for me, because that'd be presumptuous. No, I just mean to the whole world in general. You know, there'll come a time when I turn my toes up and the world will be denied one more character, won't it? But there's someone there to take my place, keep things in order, you know.
I mean, it does all happen too quick. One day, you're shouting abuse at the local copper, just to get a chase. The next, you're having a go at your kids for shouting abuse at a local copper. There's nothing you can do about it. It's life, isn't it?
She never did know she coulda get fucked so hard. 9 inches growing up to a yard. Bad man don't deal with massage because